Today, we're going to learn how to transfer sketches into a vector image. First, take a picture of your sketch and open it up on Adobe Illustrator. Then lock the first layer and name it Sketch. If you don't see the layer palette, go to Window and look for Layer Palette. Create a second layer and name it Eye. When you are transferring your sketch into a vector image, remember your thick lines should be drawn as a shape. Using a pen tool, short-click on the first anchor point and then look for the highest point of the curve for the next anchor point and click down and drag out the handle. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click. Once you enclose the shape by clicking down the first anchor point, now you can go back and edit the shape. For editing, you need to use Direct Selection tool and modify the handle, not the anchor point, to change the curvature of the shape. Next step is to create the iris and pupil with the ellipse tool. Drag out an ellipse that fits the iris. Top part of the iris will overlap. Select both shapes and go to the Shape Builder tool and press down the Option key on your keyboard will change the ink cursor with the minus sign on it. With the minus sign on it, click on the parts you want to delete. Release the Option key on your keyboard and drag your cursor through the eyelid and the iris to combine the shapes into one. Next step is to create details inside the eyeball. After you color every shape, make sure you select everything and make the stroke color none. Drawing eyelashes can be challenging because of its pointy shape, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be fine. First, short click, and then at the highest point, you go click and drag. And then you need to break the handle by going back to the anchor point and click on it one more time. And then move on to the next point and click and drag. Break the handle, click, click and drag, click, click and drag, click, going back to the anchor point to break, click, click and drag. You see the pattern. When you want the straight line or pointy line, you have to break the handle by going back to the last anchor point. And if you wanted it curvy, you drag out the handle while you're clicking it down. If you don't like the shape of the eyelash, don't worry. You could always go back with the Direct Selection tool and move your anchor point to modify your shape. After adding a little bit more detail, it's done. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and create your own anime eyeball.